season as we're ready to get this one underway. Your officials are Kip Kissinger, Brooke Wells, and Tyler Kump. We'll set the starting five here in a moment as Iowa State wins the opening tip. As the Cyclones go with this out on the floor. You had mentioned Momcilovic getting the start here tonight. Came off the bench the other night along with Lipsey, Jefferson, Jackson, and Gilbert.
Yeah, you see right away they got Deshaun Jackson catch the ball right at the nail or at the free throw line. They like him and Jefferson there because they can both make plays and they're skilled facing the basket.
The Ruse with Brown, Kopp, Petty, Abankale, and along with Hall, these guys have played a lot of basketball together.
Yes, they have. There's Kopp right there. They have to get to him quick. He can shoot it and shoot it deep.
So Hall working with the basketball outside. This is Brown.
And Brown with a really good start, a first-team All-Summit League player a year ago. He's got off to a real good start here tonight. Cannot give UMKC open shots, Kansas City open shots.
Brown had 29 points the other night against Tabor. Started all 32 games a season ago. On the drive, Gilbert takes a tumble and is fouled on the play on the trip called against Kansas City. As Abankale will pick up the foul, his first, the 6'8" senior from France. Here's the lob inside to Jackson, who will finish.
A great pass by Keshon Gilbert, but a good catch and a good finish. That's one thing. Even though Kansas City can shoot it and spread you out, how will they do against the Cyclone team down in the paint?
So Kopp going to be picked up by Jefferson. Now Jackson, he'll lob it inside, and Abankale able to get the deuce.
Good drop step, good play right to the rim, but a really good pass right off the bat that led him right to the basket.
Up to the top, looking to work it in. Jefferson. Jackson will clean it up.
And just what we talked about, Jefferson skilled, getting it to the rim, but then you have Jackson go right in there and clean that up. So both those guys in the paint early want to show their dominance.
Working the weave up top. Brown had it deflected away. Hall will reset. Shot clock winding down. Kopp looking. Still trying to find a shot. And now does, and gets an and one. Andrew Kopp.
Yeah, drove that thing right down to about 4 or 5 feet, found some space, got up, took the hit, as we see right there, and got up and finished it. A really good touch on the finish. Kopp has been hurt. 2 years ago, hardly played. Last year only played 10 games, even though he averaged 13 and 6. Coach Menzies love having him back as he's a leader for their basketball team.
Foul going to be called on Joshua Jefferson, his first, as Kopp able to knock down the free throw.
Yeah, we talk about dominating in the paint, but Kansas City now has scored both of their baskets in the paint. So we'll see if that's a trend throughout this night.
So the Rouge jumping out to an early lead of 4. Gilbert along the baseline. This is going to be fought for, going to be tied up. Possession arrow will give it to the Rouge.
Good backdoor cut by Keshon Gilbert and a good pass by Deshaun Jackson to him. You see the skill level of dribbling at and be able to make a backdoor pass through traffic. Good skill level, just ended up in the jump ball.
Well, Kansas City, a team that had a lot of momentum at the end of last year. Coach Menzies' squad won its final 6 games of the regular season, and that propelled them to finish second in the Summit League. And now coming into this season, preseason pick to win the league. With a lot of that talent returning, Iowa State will go to their bench. Nate Heisey will check in for the first time, along with Curtis Jones.
Yeah, you see the guards, whether it's Curtis Jones, Keshon Gilbert, Lipsey, and now Heisey's out on the point, you know, against Devontae Hall, who's really quick. He's going to have to really stay back and guard this bounce because Hall can really get by people.
Shot clock winding down. Brown will launch. And the rebound to Iowa State. Jones slashed in, can't hit the shot, and the rebound to the Rouge. Kansas City getting everything they wanted and more to start this ball game. Here's Kopp. That's well wide of the mark.
Maybe a little deep. Yep. But give Coach Menzies some credit over there. He's saying, hey, have a little confidence. You're okay. You're okay. He knows how important Kopp is to his basketball team. Maybe not the one he wanted, but he's going to let him know, hey, you're all good. We know what just happened. Keep shooting good ones.
Kansas City 3 of 5 from the floor to start this game. As Jefferson at the high post will drive it in with the left hand, gets it off the glass for 2.
Yeah, once again, high post look for Jefferson. People dropped off on the cutters, and he attacked with his left hand and finished with his left hand. He can finish both hands around that rim.
Into the ball game, Cameron Foss checking in for the first time, along with Josh Isaac. Here's Brown, the deep 3, left it short. And Kopp with a steal on this end. Jones will fight for the rebound. Iowa State with numbers back the other way, and Brown will stop him on the break. So a foul on Kansas City. That'll lead us to a timeout on the floor. 8-6 Roos. You're watching Big 12 basketball on ESPN+.
We're visiting with Kurt Jones, who's coming off a terrific.
Do it quicker than what newer teams can, and they've done that so far tonight.
So out on the floor for Iowa State, Brandon Chatfield will check in for the first time, along with Jones, Heisey, Momcilovic, and Gilbert. Milan able to knock down a triple.
Yeah, and a good pass by Curtis Jones, and that's one thing they could not get going the other night against Mississippi Valley State. They couldn't get that 3 ball to drop. As that one rattled and fell, might give them some confidence because those were rattling out a week ago today.
Cyclones with their first lead of the game. The Roos back to work. Here's Hall. Tried to run the pick and roll. Foss's 3. The answer not there. Iowa State will look to push tempo. Jones to Hatfield. And that's going to be blocked, and it will be off of Chatfield's head, and we'll give it right back to you, to Kansas City.
Good recovery. I believe that was Foss on this end. Watch Lipsy. I know Gilbert's going on right now. Watch Jones. They're trying to harass Jason Petty and Devontae Hall as much as they can and making it hard on them because those 2 guys make this whole thing go by getting other people open shots.
Nine, 8 Iowa State. Hall tried to use that screen, but Ig going to be called for an illegal screen. That'll be his first. Coming into the matchup, head coach Marvin Menzies told us that he was afraid of running into a Cyclone tonight. His team got off to a great start, got out to an 8-4 lead as Taman Lipsy hits the deck, and I believe timeout was. Let's see what happened here at the end of the play. Going to be ruled a jump ball. And Iowa State has the possession arrow and will have the ball here.
Tyler Kumpf and Brooks Wells coming together to make sure that they have everything in order here.
Lipsy. It'll be fouled up top. Hand check called against Devontae Hall. And the 6-foot junior from Chicago will pick up his first.
No, go ahead. Very explosive first step by Hall for sure. But I don't know if you've seen Lipsy here in a while or the likes of Keshon Gilbert. So I might have to give a little bit more of a step here than normal.
Lipsy for 3. And Heisey was on the baseline, so it'll be turned over to Kansas City. So one of the things, too, the Roos were talking about is playing, gauging their team on a national stage. Their first 2, of course, against non-Division I opponents. And of course, walking right into Hilton Coliseum, which Coach Menzies called walking into a cyclone, a literal cyclone in basketball terms.
Well, no doubt about that. And the way the Cyclones play defense under Coach Otzelberger, that's exactly what you run into, because you're going to see a lot of traps. You're going to see a lot of full court. They pushed up full court right there for the first time tonight. And then they turn around and go to the CHI Center in Omaha against Creighton, I believe, on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. So they jumped right to the top of the heap pretty quick in Division I.
So Ringneri into the game, listed at 6'8", the freshman from Peoria, Arizona. As the Roos trying to gain some footing here. Shot clock winding down. Hall going to have to work with it. Against Jones in the paint. Now Foss for three. How about that for a shot clock beater, a triple to give Kansas City the lead here at 11-9.
And just a little bit of space, and Foss can get that to go. Don't be surprised. He's a stand-up shooter. When he has space, he can make those. Going back to Neri as we watch him down here, when they recruited him, he was 6'6". He's now 6'9", so something's in the water in Kansas City.
Lipsy, no. Chatfield with the board. Back out to Heisey will drive it to Chatfield.
Good drive, Heisey, good pass, and then a really good catch and finish by Chatfield. I thought through a little bit of contact, not enough to get a call, but to finish against that's a good start for Brandon.
All knotted up at 11. How about the tempo right now? Every time Kansas City has the offensive possession, really working the shot clock.
Well, what they don't want to do is get pinned on a side, run into that trap, and then have Iowa State get a bunch of steals and runouts, because that is definitely Iowa State advantage. So Kansas City's trying to take as much time as they can and then try to get a good one late.
That was not a good one. Nearly a half-court shot by Foss. Iowa State back the other way. Gilbert, he'll drive it in the paint. It's going to go to Kansas City.
Yeah, good second move. Good job getting to the paint, then just could not finish it.
So Iowa State will go back to their bench. Coming in, Deshaun Jackson will be in for Chatfield. Also coming into the game again is Joshua Jefferson, as Nate Heisey will check out. The Roos also to their bench. Keshon Grady will check in for the first time. So a very unique lineup for Kansas City out on the floor, as they go with Hall, Grady, Neri, Ija, and Foss.
Yes, definitely much smaller than Iowa State right now. Going to try to spread you out, but then you're bringing in Grady, a three-level scorer. He might be able to break down the defense and get it to the paint a little bit better than what maybe that first group did.
And now checking in for the first time today is Gob Gob, who's getting his first minutes of the season. He's wearing number 0. He'll go against Jackson. The drive, the floater, and the rebound to Jackson.
Good drive by Cobb. Couldn't quite finish it, but they got to get back on defense, because Iowa State will attack you quick.
Jones caught up in the paint. Now Gilbert trying to work free. Lipsy, still plenty of time on the shot clock. Here's Jackson, spins hard to his right, and the big guy able to get his 6th point here in the opening half.
And 1 putback and 2 drives. So that's one thing that Deshaun Jackson, we've talked about him and Jefferson. They could make plays from that high post. They can spread those guards out. You got to go out and get to those guards, because all of Iowa State's guards can shoot it, and it gives him room to operate right down the middle third of the floor.
Jackson now shooting better than 80% on the season from the field. We're just in the second game. 3 of 3 so far tonight. Shot clock again winds down. Gob Gob in the paint, and it's going to be called for a walk. That's the first turnover of the night, committed by Kansas City. And that'll lead us to a timeout on the floor.
It's like that, but nothing that good. I wish I would have known that about 10 or 15 years ago.
Coach Menzies, of course, you know, he talked to us this year too about the ease of teaching when you have 5 starters returning from a season ago. This is a really tight-knit group. And he said that, you know, it's more about becoming more intricate with plays. And right now they're giving Iowa State some fits here in the early going. Is that three off the mark? Lipsy with the rebound behind the back pass. Jackson finishes it.
Great play there. Now, Kansas City will do this. They will double the post. They did right there to try to keep him out of it, to keep him out of the paint. They got a good swing. Got a good swing and a good three, and then an offensive rebound using their size to finish here. But a great pass by Lipsy.
And I think Andrew Kopp, who missed the last couple of seasons due to an injury, time was called by the official Kip Kissinger. As Kopp, that's a tough sight to see. I mean, talk about a player who's battled back to go off the floor here with 10:42 to play in the first half.
Yeah, and he's done everything he can to stay on the floor. And you can just see that everyone's not wanting to look, but they're looking. So our best Anderson Kopp. He's a fantastic player, and everybody on that staff says how fantastic of a kid he is.
Melvin Abankale will come in his place. So Brown will inbound it to Abankale. He's joined by Petty, Hall, and also Foss. Again, that shot clock will wind down. Hall will go to work. The fade. And Jackson with another tough rebound. To the corner to Lipsy for three.
Good pace, good skip pass by Jefferson. Lipsy just couldn't get that to go, but had great feet and great hands. Was ready to shoot it.
Hall will reset. Iowa State having to defend the full shot clock so far here tonight. And Hall will be called for a travel.
Yeah, and every time Hall drives it, every time Petty drives it, and every time they're coming off of ball screens, they are struggling against the pressure one-on-one, and when they're coming off ball screens, they're seeing another body. So they do not want to let those two guys get downhill, and Iowa State's done a good job with both of those guys so far.
Gilbert will split the defense. Can't get the shot to fall, and the rebound to Kansas City. And a foul going to be called on Iowa State. That'll go against Deshaun Jackson.
Really good defense by Abankale right there. Just went straight up, used the verticality rule, and contested that shot and got the ball coming back for the possession for the Roos. Yeah, Heisey is not letting Hall get to the basketball. They're trying to deny him at all costs.
Foss kept his pivot foot down. Abankale in the paint with the left hand off the glass for two.
Good left over his right shoulder. Contested shot over a much bigger body. Good play.
Now Lipsy's pass picked off. Charging ahead, Petty to the rack. And Momcilovic with the rebound. Jackson, high post, will drive it in with the right hand. Can't get it from the left side. His first missed shot of the night. And the rebound to Hall of Kansas City.
Yeah, now a couple of possessions. You feel the transition and the speed and energy coming from UMKC a little bit. Couldn't get a layup to go. Missed a step in three by Foss, which isn't a bad possession for them, but they'll retain it here on a foul down low.
Foul on the rebound will go against Milan Momcilovic. That'll be his first, the team's fourth.
And Kansas City doesn't mind that. Foss can really shoot it. We saw him earlier on the far wing, right in front of the Cyclone bench, hitting a shot with not much space. So he can definitely step into him off of that break because everybody's retreating back to the paint to protect that basket.
Kansas City to their bench. Ringneri will come back into the game, joined by Brown, Hall, Petty, and Abankale for Iowa State. Heisey will stay in. Here's Chatfield, who just entered the game again. Hall in the paint, can't get the layup. And the rebound to Gilbert.
Good pass and a good cut, just couldn't quite get it to go. But here comes the Cyclones in semi-transition.
Gilbert, got it!
Shots that Gilbert makes, shots that Lipsy makes, shots that Jones make, shots that Heisey and Momcilovic make. They didn't make them the other night. They've gotten them to go a little bit today.
Keshon's first basket of the game. Iowa State to their largest lead here at 5.
Showing two bodies right now against Hall. They're just putting everything they can on him, but they let him split right there to get the ball out of that trap.
Brown along the baseline. Gilbert to the corner. That's Heisey. No on the 3. And then a foul on the rebound. This goes against Brandon Chatfield. That'll bring us to another timeout on the floor. 7:04 to play here in the first half. Iowa State 18, Kansas City with 13. (18-13) Iowa State with a lead on Kansas City. These two teams coming into the season, regarded by many, obviously, to have a great year in the Summit League. This is one of two teams Iowa State will play out of the Summit. Kansas City, preseason #1. The next team they'll play a little bit later on in December, Omaha picked to finish 8th. In the preseason Big 12 poll, Iowa State predicted to finish 3rd behind Kansas, Houston. Baylor predicted 4th, Arizona 5th. The latest AP top 10 or top 25 out. 4 Big 12 teams, coach, in the top 10, 6 in the top 25.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Houston just losing the other night, another afternoon to Auburn. And of course, Kansas, a big game against Michigan State tomorrow. And another good set right out of a timeout with a out of bounds underneath. They had a layup earlier, and right there, a great play from Momcilovic for a 3 in the corner.
That's his second triple of the game. Foul was called on Petty going into that timeout break, which gave Iowa State that opportunity. Now Brown with the answer on this end.
Yeah, Jamar Brown has played a lot of basketball, first team All Summit last year, so no spot is too big for him right now. Even playing against Iowa State, he feels comfortable shooting those shots when he's open.
He's got 6. Gilbert at the top. The foul going to be called on Iowa State.
And a good check right there by Melvin Ebonkelai against Brandon Chatfield. Kept him off the glass. Chatfield tried to get around him. Got called on the foul. Good call, Kip Kissinger.
That'll be Chatfield's first. Curtis Jones coming back into the game. And Foss will be in for Ebonkelai. So out on the floor for Iowa State, they've got Jones, Momcilovic, Gilbert, Chatfield, and Heisey. For Kansas City, it's Petty, Hall, Brown, Kopp, and Foss. So Kopp, good to see him back out on the floor after leaving a few minutes ago due to appear to be some sort of foot ailment. Now back out there. Here's a deep 3 by Petty. Jones looking to go to work. And to the rack he'll go and will now get a free trip to the line.
Yeah, good job, Cyclones, off the defensive glass, turning and going, and a bust-out dribble by Curtis Jones got it all the way to the rim. Didn't have an advance, cut the floor a little bit, got to the middle third, and got fouled going to the line.
Foss will pick up that foul. That's going to be the 6th team foul on Kansas City. Curtis Jones to the line. First free throw of the season forthcoming.
Just the way you shoot him. Just shoots all of the rim and maybe a little bit of the backboard. I'm sure that's the way he practices those every single day.
Put enough backspin on it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Little Masse.
But I will say this: he did miss it long. Don't miss him short. If you miss it long, you still get a chance, and it prevailed for him right there. And a little full court pressure. Let's see if they trap out of it. Nope, they'll just back up. But they've pushed up now just a couple times against Kansas City, which I think gives a little credit to Petty and Hall as guards. They don't want them to get anything in transition. They're doing a good job against them right now in the half.
Hall with it on the wing. The kick out to Foss. Left it short. Kansas City struggling from the field after getting off to a good start. They're now one of their last 7. Jackson, too strong, will go to the line to shoot 2. That'll be the 7th team foul on Kansas City. What a beast.
Yeah, he's big down there. He knows how to play. You can see he knows how to carve out some space. He can protect the basketball, and he knows when to go from low to big and explode up to that rim, what he did right there. Because if you don't make it, worst case scenario, most times you're going to go to the line, which he will right now.
Kopp picked up the foul. That's his first. Misses the free throw to Deshaun Jackson. The transfer from Charlotte. Scored 10 the other night against Mississippi Valley State. Now with 9. Iowa State up by 8.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson can't help too long with Foss on those screens because you can't let Foss get loose and get open for a three. Even though he's missed a couple in a row, you can't let him get any looks. So Deshaun Jackson can't give much help on those ball screens against like Hall and Petty.
The defensive effort here in the first half has really picked up for Iowa State. 13 on the shot clock as Kopp will deliver to Petty. It is tightened up here. Here's Petty. Kopp, good sidestep, just could not get the shot to fall down.
Yeah, good shot fake, got high, hit it blow by him, but couldn't get it to go. But a really good veteran play right there from the graduate student.
Jones will drive it in and get the deuce.
That's what we saw a lot from Curtis Jones last year. Didn't quite get those to drop last week against Mississippi Valley. See a little bit more of that tonight.
Boy, concentrated effort by Iowa State to get the ball in the paint. Brown. Too strong off the glass. This is going to stay with Kansas City.
Yeah, Iowa State really is concentrated on either throwing the ball into the paint, getting it to the high post and playing from there, or driving to the paint in transition or semi-transition.
So drought here by Kansas City. Haven't scored in over the last couple of minutes. Coming back into the lineup, Keshon Grady for Kansas City. Looking to go to work. Devontae Hall picked up by Jones. Abankale back. Shot clock really winding down. Here's Abankale in the paint. Too strong, gets his own rebound. The kick out to Foss. His follow-up not there. And the Cyclones look to run. Momcilovic will be fouled on the floor, and that'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. Iowa State starting to gain some footing thanks to their defense. Leads it by 10 with 3:44 to play here in the first half. Paying off, Kansas City started 3 of their first 5 from the field. They are now 6 of 24. That's 25% in the first half.
Yeah, once all the defense picks up and then all the points that Marika just talked about, I mean, what has that really led to? It's led to second chance points in favor of Iowa State, 9-0, and points in the paint, 14-6 Iowa State. And that's what's really been your separator here in your last 5 or 6 minutes with everything that has been going on in transition and all the points that Marika talked about from coaching staff to the players.
Cyclones 3 of 5 from the foul line. And that'll be the 5th team foul called against Iowa State. As the shot clock sits at 5. Here's Kopp. Thought about pulling up. And then an errant pass will give it right back to Iowa State.
Yeah, Momcilovic did a good job. He got beat a little bit, but really moved his feet well, got back in the play, and then caused that turnover.
Iowa State leads the overall series against Kansas City. 5-0 all time. Last time the two played was back in 2019, in which the Cyclones won 79-61. Jones down to Momcilovic for 3. How about that?
Good extra pass. Made one more quick one. Momcilovic got his feet set and got it up quick. Really looked like they knew what they were doing. Much better from the three-point line today.
Milan now with 9 points in the first half. He and Deshaun Jackson leading the way with that total. Again, A long possession for the Roos, and Kopp will jump into Jackson, and that'll be a 3 free throw opportunity for Andrew Kopp. Jackson will pick up his second. Well, Jackson jumped at him, Coach.
Got him in the air. The ruling is whenever he comes down, the shooter can't go past that. So I couldn't tell from where I was at if Kopp went past that or not. I know he wasn't in a legal defensive position. Was he past where Kopp was going to end up? That I don't know. But that's what we're sitting over here, and the officials are out there, BJ.
And Kopp will get the final one here.
But at the end of the day, a guard playing against a big on the perimeter, a little bit of a mismatch, and Kopp, kind of a crafty veteran graduate student move. This isn't the first time he's had a big pulled out on the floor.
Goes 2 out of 3. That rebound deflected out. Last touch by Kansas City. (29-18). Jefferson back in along with Lipsey, Jones, Momcilovic, and Chatfield. Jones with the lob to Chatfield will finish it.
Yeah, Chatfield doing a great job. When he sets that right there, he's rolling right to the rim and trying to make plays down there where Jackson and Jefferson will go down there some, but they're going to pop to that back to that free throw line and try to make plays from there. So a good difference for the Cyclones and what they're going to show Kansas City out of that action.
Roos with Hall, Brown, Grady, Kopp, and Abankale out on the floor. Kopp along the baseline. Had it taken away. Numbers for Iowa State. Here's Lipsey. Count it.
And that's what you saw a lot last year. Missed shot, off to the races. Jones advancing it, and what Lipsey got so much better at a year ago than maybe even as a freshman he was so good was going up, taking that hit, and still control the ball in the air to finish it off the glass with some touch. That's an amazing play. He's going to try to finish up the three-pointer right here from the line.
Taman with his first basket of the game. And will convert the N1.
Yeah, the guards of Iowa State are making it hard on the guards of Kansas City, not letting them use those ball screens and really showing with those bigs when they come off.
What a double team put on by Lipsey on the backside of Abankale. That's deflected out of bounds. It's going to stay with Kansas City. There's 9 seconds on the shot clock.
One thing Kansas City has done, though, even though they have 18 points right now with 1:13 to go, they've kept the ball centered and they've kept it away from those double teams a lot. Because other teams will get right into that, and Iowa State just feasts on that. So they've stayed away from that some, almost hurt them there.
Brown goes to the basket and uses the glass, all of it, to get that basket.
Yeah, he got hit, and he got rode hard for about 7 or 8 feet and still finished with his left hand off the glass. That's the first team all Summer League player right there.
Leading the way with 8 right now. Momcilovic has that one deflected away, they say, but last touch by Iowa State.
48 on the clock right here. Let's see. Kansas City used their 30. I thought they might try to go for 2 for 1 here. Let's see if they go for a quicker shot to get 2 possessions for 1 from Iowa State, which they haven't had many quick possessions this half. So nobody runs here because they haven't run very many quick sets tonight. But Iowa State might have something for them here too because they haven't done anything out of a timeout yet either. So we'll see what happens.
Keshon Grady will come back into the game. He's in for Kopp. Devontae Hall will drive. Brown got it.
There it was. Brown set the back screen for Hall, and then he got the back screen to the basket. So a back screen and then a quick another back screen right to it. Great play for Kansas City out of that timeout.
Game's leading scorer Jamar Brown in double figures with 10. Shot clock is off. As we have the waning seconds of the first half here. Lipsey measuring. And will be fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2 as Brown called for the infraction.
Good split by Lipsy as Kansas City tried to over-jump that ball screen. Got too high up the floor as the help defender. Then he just split it, got down the middle. So he's going to go here and shoot. Kansas City now has 4.8 coming the other direction. They're going to have to get down quick. Plenty of time to get a good shot on this end. And if they make it, does Iowa State push up? That'll be an interesting watch here after these 2 free throws.
That's Lipsy's first miss on the season from the foul line as Kopp will re-enter the game for Grady. And the Roos look to run. They've got a second left, and unable to recognize that was Hall, and that the first half clock will expire. Things are getting underway here in the late half. With Darren Hansen, B.J. Shaban here from Hilton Coliseum. Jackson drew contact, and that foul, or Jackson got the block, but it was Momcilovic who will be called for the foul.
Yeah, and a really good play by Petty. He's about ready to come off that ball screen, and Iowa State jumped it and not going to let them come off. He reversed it, got to the rim. Good play, Jackson getting there, but just couldn't quite get through in time. Petty now going on the line to shoot 2.
Petty with his first point of the night as he knocks down that free throw.
Yeah, and a good start by Kansas City. That's exactly what they want. Let's get to the line. Let's make 2. Let's get our feet set, and that'll start to play.
Petty averaging double figures last year and this year, and now he has 2 points 20-plus minutes into this contest. Lipsy with the lob to Jackson, and oh, the rim is hurting.
No doubt about it. That was a great pass and a great dive by Jackson, but understand the backside guard got out of there and took away all help. So even if he would have helped, Lipsy would have had to skip. So when they take away that help, you can throw it to the rim and just let Jackson go get it and do what he did to finish.
11 now in the game for Jackson. Brown. The jump stop, the pass to Petty. And a foul on a scrum for the rebound. This is going to go against Iowa State.
And I really thought Brown was going to shoot that, but right there you see nobody on that backside. Great pass, Lipsy. Great finish by Jackson.
What an addition. Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, the transfer from Charlotte, totally different from a lot of the bigs that played last year, but he's going to be a welcome sight for this basketball team.
That foul was on Keshon Gilbert, his first. Make it a second. Shot clock way down. Hall, the deep 3. Wide of the mark, and it will be a shot clock violation as it missed everything.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that Kansas City doesn't want to get into. They don't want to take contested threes late shot clock because they're going to have a little bit of that. So let's see if they go into their offense, trying to get it to the basket for some draw kicks or something easier, maybe getting to the line a little bit quicker on shot clock than maybe what they did right there.
To work, Gilbert. Strong pass deflected out by Kansas City.
Yeah, good hands by Foss on that. Read the back door from the corner.
Now on the floor for Kansas City, Petty, Hall, Brown, Abankale, and Foss.
Iowa State has scored on a post up and on right here, this ball side 3. Much better job guarding that by Brown.
Gilbert inside, that's Jefferson.
Gilbert, good ball fake. Jefferson, great dive and got it right through a guy for that catch finish.
4 in the game for Joshua Jefferson. Kansas City trying to be patient. Iowa State trying to disrupt that.
Yeah, and Lipsy's just all over Hall. He's just doing everything he can to make it hard on him.
Shot clock winding down again. Here's Foss. The launch. And the rebound tapped around. It'll go to the Cyclones. Out ahead, Gilbert. What a hard spin. Ball deflected away. Still belongs to Iowa State. Here's Jackson. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, in the last 2 possessions, we've gotten a shot clock 3 and a late that led to a run out, and then that scrum unbroken offense down here, which you just can't guard defensively. Good play. And then look how strong he goes up there. And he goes up with 2 hands. Doesn't quite finish it, but he doesn't go up with 1. He goes up with 2 strong to get the ball to that rim.
Abankale will pick up his second. And Jackson able to hit the first free throw here. What a night of nights for Deshaun Jackson. 12 points leading the way. 3 rebounds as well, and 13 points in 13 minutes played.
Yeah, and think about his versatility. He's got him off of lobs. He's got him off of drives. He's got him off of putbacks. So he's got him from the line. So he's done a lot of things to score the basketball tonight. He's a very high IQ player.
Cyclones with their largest lead at 16 and now have another opportunity to add to that with a turnover by Kansas City.
Slowly but surely you can feel this defense eating into Kansas City. They got to find a way to get a quick, easy basket or 2 or get to the line.
Lipsy will take it. Came up short, gets his own rebound, and will head to the line now.
The foul is on Kansas City. Number 20.
Yeah, good drive to Tatum Lipsy. They ended up getting it and got it back up for the foul to go to the line. So good play by Iowa State. Good, quick, hard possession. Everything at the rim.
Foul called on Abankale. That'll be his third. As Taman knocks down the free throw. So Nate Heisey will check back into the game. At the scorer's table is Curtis Jones waiting for Lipsy. And he's able to knock that one down. Kansas City also to their bench. Josh E.J. into the contest. There's Curtis Jones.
Iowa State, a little pressure here. They can feel the pressure wearing into them. So now they've extended it a little bit to the half court. Now they're backing off. But once again, all over Hall right now. And here comes the trap. They haven't shown this yet today.
And a 5 count. Make it a 10 count. Going to be applied against Kansas City. Coach, you called it.
Well, and Iowa State has done that. They've pushed up earlier in the game, but then once they get it in and take about 2 bounces, they've backed off. So all they did was they let the ball get in, put a little pressure, they backed off, then they just turned and jumped it and went and trapped. So really good play by the defensive, by the bench right there from Iowa State.
That's 9 turnovers by Kansas City.
Yeah, if they can stay in the 12 range, they'll get enough good shots to make it respectable or maybe fight back in it, but they can't build that to 16, 17, 18 turnovers.
Iowa State leads it by 20. And the Rouge really taking the air out of the ball offensively, working the shot clock down. A lot different than their first 2 games they played, in which they averaged 108 points per game.
Yeah, no doubt. We talked about it pregame. It's going to go up a little bit. Foss needed that to go. They need a couple of those to go down. And we talked about how this lead has grown and grown. It's been exactly the way Iowa State likes it. It's on defense, it's slow, and it's methodical, and they just keep chipping away at you.
Jamar Brown able to get that ball tied up on the rebound. Iowa State will own the possession arrow.
Yep, there it comes. They tried to run through that. Kansas City has shown that, just being man and then trying to run through it. But if you miss it, and it's 4-on-3 on the backside, you can't have Momcilovic. He's already made 3, I believe. He just hit his 4th.
Yeah, 4 3-pointers for Milan. And Kansas City, cold from the floor. Hall will work it in. Has that one partially deflected. Ruse back up with the ball. And Jason Petty will go to the line now to shoot 2. So it'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. Cyclones really gaining traction in this one from downtown. As they've made 5 triples so far, they lead at 47-24.
Coming off the bench last week, tonight starting 4 threes, 12 points, and 4 for 5 overall. So, and he's hit them every which way as well. He's hit one in transition. He's hit one out of an baseline out of bounds play. So he's hitting them from all different angles. So both guys a big part of the Cyclones starting to slowly pull away from Kansas City.
Petty able to end a 4+ minute scoring drought for the Roos, as Keshon Grady will now check back into the game.
Yeah, and the Roos have nothing to lose, and they try to press, but you cannot let them slip that press right away. Now, you've got to shoot it quick, maybe a big catch that they maybe don't want, but you can't let that guy get out of that first initial trap. The ball will get up the floor quick.
Brandon Chatfield, who just re-entered the game, called for the travel. Roos will also send out into the lineup for the first time second half is Andrew Kopp. Also out there is Gob Gob. And Heisey will pick up the foul here. Brown will inbound it. Also Josh E.J. into the contest for Kansas City. Brown leading the way scoring for the Roos. Trying to work on Jones. Gets it into the paint, bobbled it. Heisey will pick it up for Iowa State. Jones, the deep three.
Really good play by Momcilovic, so they tried to run him off the line. He just did a shot pick, got to the middle of the floor. Kopp, Foss, somebody, Brown from Kansas City has to get a couple of those to drop.
Couple of quick threes by each team. Here's Heisey. Cyclones reset. Kansas City, who came out and nailed their first three of the game, now 3 of 16 from three-point range. Momcilovic able to get the basket inside.
Yeah, really good play. Drive it down until he sees somebody, and he just spins off of that and then hits a little floater in the middle of the paint. So he's showing a lot of different characteristics tonight. Not making threes, not a characteristic for him, but he's now scoring it in even different ways.
I knew what you meant.
I think I did.
That foul called on Iowa State. Chatfield will pick up the foul. That's his second. There's Milan going to work.
Yeah, good play we just talked about right there. So, but Kansas City needed this play right down here. Get it to the rim, get fouled, see if you can knock down a couple shots. Take a big deep breath and maybe get back in that press and see what happens.
EJ able to check into the scoring column with his first point of the night. And these are where the points are coming from for Kansas City here in the second half.
Yes, now they're having a tough time getting the ball to fall in, even some open looks. And they've struggled down in the paint because they're really getting outscored there by Iowa State. They got to get it to the rim and try to get something from the line. But on those open looks, whether it's Foss, whether it's Brown, whether it's Kopp, something's got to get for them to get back in or make it interesting for about 10 minutes.
Well, they've not hit a shot from the field yet in the second half. 0 for 5. Cyclones by 21. Lipsy looking to create. Taman behind the back. Shot clock winding down. There's Jones with the right hand.
And that's a really good play by Jones by getting in there and setting his feet. Keshon Grady is 6'5" and is a good defender. I know he's a 3-level scorer on the offensive end, but can defend on this end. A great play there by Jones over the top of him.
Kopp with the entry pass. Now the three by Petty. Not there. And the putback by Brown is. Jamar Brown won't quit.
No, he's in there fighting all the time. And again, we talked about it. First team All-Summer League guy, that's what they do. They're going to find a way. Shots aren't falling. So what are you going to do to go get our team a basketball? Let's just go get a rebound and put one back in.
He's got 12. Now Gilbert inside Jones. Drew contact and one coming up for Curtis Jones. You know, you think about the lineups that have been out on the floor for Iowa State with 13-11 to play as you see Jones hit the tough shot over Brown.
Well, what Jones didn't do the first week, he's doing tonight at 4 for 6 and 10 points for sure, and 5 assists.
And Jones here to shoot.
and you can really see it when Jones gets his feet set in front of the free throw line. That ball just sizzles out of his hand. He really has good rotation on that basketball, which gets him shots to fall that maybe normally wouldn't.
Second half, you saw both teams putting on a clinic from the foul line. Brown getting another opportunity to go there right now. He's got 14 in the game, does Jamar Brown.
Yeah, and Josh CJ, good patience, good post catch, and a really good cut by Brown. Good find, and then a good contact and finish by Brown. So, hey, we said earlier, if shots aren't going to fall, what are you going to do to help our basketball team? And he's cutting hard to the rim, and now he's gone to the line twice.
And able to knock that down with 15 in the game.
And Coach Menzies said it on our call today. He says, you know, we've played 2 non-Division I schools, and tonight we're going against Iowa State, and later in the week we're going to go against Creighton. We're going to find out a lot about ourselves. So, hey, there's 12 minutes to go in this game. You don't know what's going to happen, but I know they're not giving up, and they're going to play really hard, and they're going to have something good coming out of this game.
Jefferson's shot blasted away by EJ. Cyclones hold the possession. Momcilovic. What a shot. The fadeaway off the spin.
Yep. Floaters, threes, fadeaways. Brown, quick shot on that one against contested 6'8" Momcilovic.
Gilbert on the drive. The kick out. Milan again. And Jackson fouled on the rebound by Kopp.
Hilton Coliseum was waiting to explode on that one, BJ, if that one would have went.
That's the 4th team foul on Kansas City. Iowa State will inbound it. And Jackson just lost it. Kopp. And Jackson showing all-out hustle here tonight.
Yep, and they have numbers right now.
Jones, yes!
When you make shots, everything looks better, and right now they're doing everything defensively correctly, and then they're making shots on the other end.
On the drive, EJ with a rebound. Now Kopp. Just can't get the long shot to fall down. The outlet to Jones. He'll fire a 3. Yes!
When you put the Cyclone defense with the offensive display they're putting on tonight, that's why they have the ranking they have.
Who is this guy? Curtis Jones now with 17 in the game. Most of those here in the late half. Momcilovic. Cyclones with 7 3-pointers. Curtis Jones with 13 of his 17 in the second half, and that'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. 11 minutes to play. Cyclones in command as you're watching Big 12 basketball here on ESPN+.
And cause the Cyclones to keep pulling away. So they need to play with more urgency and passion. Back to you guys.
Yeah, well, no doubt about that. You know, when Rackett talks about that, what Coach Menzies said, stop overthinking, just play. Play hard, and basketball plays will happen. Don't worry about all the other stuff. They're overthinking when they catch the ball. They're worried about it not going in because it hasn't. You just got to keep playing, and the natural game will come to you because you're a good basketball player.
12th turnover of the game by the Roos. Gilbert will finish.
They do got to get back a little bit better defensively, but that's easier said than done when you have Keshon, Gilbert, and Jones and Taman Lipsey coming at you time after time after time.
This game, 5 minutes in, was pretty nip and tuck. Cyclones defense really took over and really tilted the contest. And in the second half, TJ Otzelberger's squad has really applied the defense, and the offense free-flowing right now.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And Kansas City is going to have to, like we said, get something to fall, get something to the basket, get something to go for them or get to the line, because Iowa State's not letting up these last 10, 18.
Cyclones have outscored the Roos 30-11 in the second half. And a shot clock violation as Brown was trying to measure that one out. Just time ran out.
Yeah, wasn't aware of that clock, but now get back, dig in, try to get a stop.
Out on the floor for Iowa State, Heisey, Jefferson, Lipsy, Gilbert, and Momcilovic. And for Kansas City, it's Petty, Hall, Brown, Neri, and Abankale. Here's Gilbert. The kick to the corner. That's Momcilovic. And great hustle by Lipsy. Now Gilbert. And Keshon takes the hard foul. Jamar Brown will pick up the foul. That'll be his third.
A good hard drive right there by Keshon. He might have got fouled twice on that play. I don't know who, I'm not sure, like you said, who they gave it to, but good play by Keshon. He's done a good job of attacking that rim tonight.
Keshon with 5 in the game. Scored 17 in the opener. And tonight, it's been his defense.
Yeah, 100%. He's really been good tonight, 100%. But when they can do that and turn that into offense on the other end, that's exactly what's happened. And here we go, Keshon on their best player, and he's not giving in.
Petty shook loose and was able to knock down the triple.
Yeah, needed that one. Really good ball fake out Heisey to fly by, one dribble set, and then drop that in. So Petty's that kind of a player. He just hasn't had quite those opportunities tonight as he normally will have throughout this season.
Timeout going to be taken here by Kansas City. 65-36 for Kansas City. Yeah. Iowa State's defensive pressure has been there.
Yeah, and that's when they first came up right there and jumped him for the first time. Got that one with a 10-second call. They got him to throw it away, the one earlier. And then just showing themselves on that ball screen and then diving from the backside to go get that steal. Here's another double team. Just been hard to throw out of it. And then Iowa State is just picking their spots on when to go and attack and go get that loose ball coming out of that trap.
29-point advantage here for Iowa State out on the floor. Curtis Jones with the ball right now. Big second half for him. 13 of his 17 scored here in the late half. In fact, Iowa State shooting 65% from the floor in the late half and holding Kansas City to just 23.
Yeah, a fantastic job on both ends of the floor. You know, Iowa State got a couple to go early from 3, and they're playing loose and free and getting a lot of shots to go. Kansas City missed some there for a stretch, and now they think about it every single time they catch it. So just got to get that going. And a great pass by Gilbert once again to the rim, getting 2 people to come with him, and then you have Jefferson running free to the rim.
Jefferson now with 6. That's 7 assists for Keshon Gilbert. Airy, how about that 3? Neri able to knock that one down. That's his first bucket of the game.
Yeah, they like him. Was the regional defensive player of the year in Arizona, but was also the 6'8" offensive player of the year. So he does have those skills. And again, 6'6" when they recruited him. He has grown to 6'9", so he's bringing guard or forward type skills in center to his position now, handling the basketball.
Just a freshman. Hall going to try to avoid the double team. Off to the wing, that's Petty. And Neri with the follow-up. So Ring getting into the action.
Yeah, and again, couldn't quite get a 3 to go, but a really good job of Neri just getting to the rim and getting a stick back.
And Petty with the steal back on this end. Hall being guarded tightly by Lipsy. Now off the double team. And the finish by Petty.
Yeah,
that's going to draw a timeout from TJ Altenberger. So 67-43, Iowa State will take a timeout. You're watching Big 12 basketball on ESPN+. Gonzaga, Arizona State making it a game against the Zags. Bobby Hurley's squad, I think people paid attention to how they performed against Duke. And it really responded well.
Yeah, I'm sure they're hoping that wasn't indicative of how they're going to be all year. And Iowa State getting out of that trap, getting to a wide open shot on the other side. Good job, UMKC. Speeding them up a little bit, changing up their defense, trying something different.
Here's Foss on the drive. Can't get it to fall. Jackson with the rebound. Up the floor, Jones for three. Got it from the wing.
And you can see it from where we were. We said it. That ball just sizzles out of his hand. That thing has such great rotation. When he gets square and gets it up, that it is good. And we were right on it. That was straight as an arrow the whole way.
He's got 20 for the game, does Curtis Jones. Foss way out there. That logo shot not there. Rebound to the Roos, and the putback misses everything. Brown still working hard, gets it put back. And will still have the stick-to-itiveness to finish it.
Yeah, great job of finding a way to get some space and get that ball up.
Brown was 17 in the game. Kansas City looking to run. Lipsy going to be called for the foul as Devontae Hall had a head full of steam.
One of the few times tonight that we saw Kansas City get out and go, and seeing Hall speed getting by Lipsy, so Lipsy had to foul him on that. So they haven't had as much of those opportunities tonight because the ball's going in too much for the Cyclones, and they're always having to take it out of bounds. But those are things that Kansas City, maybe minus Iowa State, maybe minus Creighton on Saturday, but they're going to get a lot of this year, as you can tell how they want to play.
7th team foul on Iowa State. A 1-and-1 opportunity for Devontae Hall. And in the second half, Kansas City perfect from the line now, 8 of 8. As Hall will knock both free throws down. Those were his first 2 points of the night for Devontae Hall. Here's Lipsy. With the ball knocked free, here's Gilbert. Taman around the triple team to Gilbert. And this is going to go to Kansas City.
Good hustle there. And hey, Gilbert got his feet set and a really good extra pass by the Cyclones. Didn't get it to go. Good hustle, both teams on the glass.
Hall going to work. Going to be called for the travel. Got tripped up on the logo as Lipsy was applying the pressure.
Yeah, Hall and Petty with the majority of the ball handling duties here, or at least a lot throughout their offense. They've probably seen as much from Lipsy and Gilbert and Jones as they're going to want, and even Heisey's come and done a good job on these guys. So this is probably about as much as they're going to see, besides maybe 1 or 2 other teams the whole entire year.
Jackson with the hard backspin to his left. Can't get the bunny. And that will be off of Deshaun Jackson. Well, you don't see a whole lot of post play in basketball anymore. And Deshaun Jackson showing you how the game used to be played.
Yeah, that's right. And he's still playing it that way. I don't want to call him old school because I think I'm a little older than he is. But he has a little bit of that to his game. And it's refreshing to watch because he's good at what he does down there. He's crafty. He's skilled. He plays with a good pace. He can create space. He just does a really good job and knows how to use that ball to get the defense to move to be able to get a shot up. So I really like watching him play when he gets that ball down there.
So Iowa State, fresh lineup out on the floor with Momcilovic, Heisey, Jackson, Gilbert, and Lipsy. And for Kansas City, it's Petty, Diallo, Brown, Neri, and Abonkele. How about the three by Lipsy?
And a three by Lipsy. And understand, Lipsy started on the block, came up like in a horn set with Keshon Gilbert running the point. So you have Lipsy making a three off of Keshon Gilbert running the point.
And Brown with the answer back on this end.
Yeah, there's no quitting Brown either. He's like, we've already said it. probably add nods to him. He's a really good player and very competitive.
Gilbert shot swatted away by Petty. 4:27 to play, and Curtis Jones will come into the game for Lipsy. As Gilbert will inbound. Underneath the Heisey, his first bucket.
Good patience, Gilbert. Good cut, Heisey.
And Keshon Gilbert now with 9 assists. Make it 10 on the night for Keshon. Up to the punt, Diallo. And that 3 goes through for Jason Petty.
Yeah, and Jason Petty, in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, he showed what he does all the time. He struggled against Iowa State a little bit tonight.
Yeah, scoreless in the first half. Petty now with 12 in the late half. So 3:50 to play. 75-50 to City, 3:50 to play. And for these two squads, here's what's coming up for Kansas City first. We've got a date in Omaha against Creighton on the 16th. And then Calvary on the 18th go to the Puerto Rico as part of a tournament over the Thanksgiving break. And then travel to Southeast Missouri State and then Idaho at home on December the 4th. And for Coach Menzies, all of this is leading up to Summit League play. Well, really the goal, in fact, preseason pick to win the Summit. And eyes and attention on that, trying to get better every time out.
And you like what Coach Menzies done. They're doubling the post. They're trying to trap the wing a little bit. So they're changing up their defense and not just allowing them to do the same thing time and time again. But Keshon Gilbert says, I don't care what they're doing about it. I'm going to drive in, just put up with my left hand and score it off the glass.
Gilbert now with 8 to match those 10 assists. Out of the top, that ball going to be tracked down by Diallo. Diallo has it kick free in the backcourt. Gilbert nearly came up with it. Now to Brown. He's had the hot hand, 20 on the night. Will fire as the shot clock expires, and that just hits backboard. So a shot clock violation.
Yeah, and that sequence right there was kind of typical of how the night has gone here, especially lately, is Iowa State digging in, getting something hard, getting some hard defense on them. Kansas City maybe messing with the ball a little bit and shooting a tough shot late shot clock. So that's what Iowa State has done.
Gilbert to the corner to Heisey. Penetrates and kicks it back out. It'll stay with Iowa State, 17 on the shot clock. And the Cyclones will go to their bench. Demarion Watson will check in for the first time, along with Noyos, Andrew Sidus, the freshman from Chicago.
Yeah, Andrew Sidus played some last week. Had a good game last Monday, but a top 100 player, was a New Hampshire High School Player of the Year, was on the Lithuanian national under-18 team, so he's played a lot of basketball in his day.
Gilbert will go to the line now to shoot 2. Keshon has been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, he's done it all. He's driven it, he's shot it, he's passed it. He's defending the heck out of ball screens. He's defending the heck out of the ball one-on-one. So you name it, he's been all over the place. Vashon High School in St. Louis is proud of Keshon Gilbert tonight, I'll tell you that.
This is the free throw here and on the night from the line, now 1 of 3. Makes the second one and now has 9. And Cade Kelderman will now come into the contest for Gilbert, and he'll get a big hand. 9 points, 10 assists for Keshon. But a lot of defensive pressure he applied tonight, forcing many turnovers.
Yeah, he was good in that department tonight. He was good in a lot of departments tonight, but he was really good in that one.
To work with Petty. The skip pass to Diallo. And standing on the baseline that time was Ringnari. So Kansas City will give it back to Iowa State. Josh EJ will come back into the contest for Kansas City. He's replacing Abankale. So each team start to work a little bit more on their bench. Jones for three. That one didn't go. Watson with the rebound. Andrusaitis.
Yeah, good feed by Andrusaitis. A good player. He really pops up and shoots that ball well, too. Athletic, but also good shooter. So it will be interesting to see how he develops and can get into the Cyclone rotation this year.
Keshon Grady back on this end, knocks down the triple. An answer to that three by Andrusaitis. Schmeck note, Conrad Hawley, Chief Energy Officer for Iowa State, out for the, well, near future.
Yeah, I think they called it indefinite. I don't know if you can put a number of days or weeks or whatever on indefinite, but that's where he's at right now. But they say he keeps bringing that energy in practice, but he just at practice, but not being able to practice and play right now. So we'll see when he can get, hopefully get back to going again.
Still on the bench, though, wearing that black T-shirt mixed in with those gold uniforms. Andrusaitis. Chatfield can't get the putback. And they're going to say out on Iowa State.
All night.
So a couple of more possessions left out of this one. Iowa State in command here, 81-56. We're going to go to 2-0 on the year. Have a week off before their next game. And they face IU Indianapolis here at Hilton Coliseum next Monday night. Jones with another board.
It looks like the Cyclones, yeah, they're going to maybe play this out.
Yeah, 3-second difference between the shot and game clock. Andrusaitis from the corner.
Good draw kick, Kelderman.
And Kelderman to Watson, to Kelderman. Can't get that shot to fall. And a foul as Chatfield came down with a rebound. It goes against Kansas City. And Kansas City with their 7th team foul, so Brandon Chatfield will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 9.1 seconds to play. Cyclones trying to finish the string here.
Well, the one thing we talked about at the 12-minute mark, I think came true. Neither team has given in. Iowa State wasn't going to stop what they were doing, and Kansas City was going to fight all the way. Because I know they don't like to score, but they're bringing something out of this basketball game into Creighton next week, and then whoever they have after that, going down to Puerto Rico, I do believe, for 3 games in a multi-team event. So both teams getting something out of this basketball game. They can build upon it. Kansas City now has seen somebody way better than non-Division I opponents, and Iowa State has played a better opponent. So both teams will build upon this.
And that's going to do it. Iowa State will win it by 26, 82-56, as they knock